In today's show, Bitcoin on track to see its highest weekly close of 2022. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis and quoting crypto analysts at Capital here. Bitcoin is positioning itself well for a breakout weekly close beyond a key bull market exponential moving average. And as Crypto Ed shares here, try to convince me spot buying into resistance right here is a bad idea. You won't succeed with this kind of risk reward. You might get an entry a bit lower, but you might miss also a brutal breakout and never get your retest. And as the co-founders of Glassnode Analytics share here, looks like the move to 44,000 was led by spot demand. Every sustained Bitcoin bullish move is led by the spot market, and Plan B updates us here. Third time's the charm, and it shows this chart of the Bitcoin halving after 2012, 2016, and 2020. And this just in breaking news, Rio de Janeiro will be the first Brazilian city to receive tax payments in Bitcoin and crypto. And not just that, but Rio de Janeiro is also going to be accepting Bitcoin for real estate taxes starting in 2023. That's right, quoting the Binance CEO here, 9 days ago, I made a handshake deal with Mayor Eduardo Paes. Rio de Janeiro will accept crypto for tax payments, and Binance will open an office in Rio. He's done his part. We're working on ours. And here's a picture of the two together. Also in today's show, more breaking news. Russia Prime Minister says the time is now to integrate Bitcoin and crypto into our economy. That's right, Economy Ministry supports the legalization of cryptocurrencies. We have Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin and the Russian Ministry of Economic Development backing efforts to regulate cryptos and integrate them into the country's economy. The support comes amid mounting sanctions over the war in the Ukraine, which restrict Russia's access to global finances. Bitcoin game theory, my friend, in full effect. Also in today's show, I'll be sharing this prediction by the Microstrategy CEO Michael Saylor, who foresees the Bitcoin price reaching $600,000 per coin and then eventually $6 million per BTC. And with them holding over 125,000 BTC in their treasury, that's worth roughly $5 billion at the time of this recording. And if we run the math, 125,000 Bitcoin times his $6 million per coin prediction equals $750 billion. As pointed out here, you just need 200,000 Bitcoins to be a trillionaire when the Bitcoin price hits $5 million per coin. Also in today's show, we'll be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ether, and all the major alts are currently pumping and in the green. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go next? Find out all this, plus so much more, in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. The goal is to get to 100,000 subs, along with a $100,000 Bitcoin price. If you like getting that crypto, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends, just like this. And today's episode is brought to you by BlockFi, the #1 leading provider of financial products and services for crypto investors. And right now you can get up to $250 in Bitcoin when you buy crypto or fund your account today with BlockFi. Be sure to use my referral link in the description right down below. Right now there are more than 500,000 people and 350 institutions globally using BlockFi to manage over $10 billion in assets. And here are some of their flagship products, which includes their trading platform where you can buy, sell, and trade the top cryptocurrencies. You can do instant trades with ACH. You can trade 24/7, 365. Another flagship product I love is their BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards Visa credit card, where you can earn an unlimited 1.5% back in Bitcoin on everything you buy. There are no annual fees, no foreign transaction fees, and you can see if you're approved with no impact to your credit score. I also like to point out for your first 90 days, you're actually going to earn 3.5% Bitcoin back on all your purchases, truly making this a no-brainer. So go ahead and click my referral link in the description right down below to get up to $250 in Bitcoin, and let's start stacking those sats, shall we? All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV, broadcasting live from the beaches of Puerto Rico. How's it going, crypto fam? Holla at your boy in the live chat. Now, Bitcoin saw a fresh spike to near $45,000 overnight into March 27th as the weekend looks set to deliver a decisively bullish close. And right here, looking at the Bitcoin 1 hour candle chart. Now, new data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed the Bitcoin/USD pair grinding back to higher levels seen days previously after a rejection at just above that $45,000 mark. And while still within its extended trading range with 46,000 as its ceiling, the pair was still firmly on the radar of long-term traders as weekly close drew near, this being apt to Bitcoin's highest of the year thus far. Now, popular trader and analyst at Capital added that Bitcoin's 21-week exponential moving average has also been in line for a flip as resistance, something which had served the bulls well back last year in 2021. As he shares here on Crypto Twitter, Bitcoin is positioning itself well for a breakout weekly close beyond a key bull market exponential moving average, which is the 21-week EMA, which you can clearly see right here in this chart. Now, some were not convinced of the strength of the current levels. However, among them was fellow trader and analyst Crypto Ed, who cautioned that buying into long-term resistance, nearly the $46,000 yearly open, made little sense in terms of risk/reward ratio. As he shares here, try to convince me spot buying into resistance right here is a bad idea. You won't succeed with this kind of risk reward. You might get an entry a bit lower, but you might miss also a brutal breakout and never get your retest. Meanwhile, other analysts argued that a more significant trend breakout was necessary for the King Crypto in order for them to flip overall bullish and take on long positions. Meanwhile, on-chain research revealed that it was the spot markets, not derivatives, that were at the helm over the past week that was bullish in of itself. Glassnode co-founder Yan and Jan argued on Twitter this weekend, since historically sustained upside has been driven by spot demand, as they point out. Right here, looks like the move to 44,000 was led by spot demand. Every sustained Bitcoin bullish move is led by the spot market. Meanwhile, derivatives themselves provided little cause for concern. However, as funding rates stayed neutral to negative despite the advance towards the top of Bitcoin's trading range, and Plan B updated us here. Third time's a charm, and he shares this chart which shows you Bitcoin after the 2012, 2016, and 2020 halving, with the 2020 halving being in the red, which shows us we got a parabolic journey amongst us. I cannot wait for this second leg up. And Craig Lucas responded, would love to see your floor price predictions for the next months, given the recent price action. And Plan B responded, in case you missed it, floor model failed after November, $98,000. In December, $135,000 miss. Floor model was ditched. Note, floor model is not stock to flow model. $100,000 still in play. Send it. And before I break down our next breaking story of the day, this just in, Rio de Janeiro will be the first Brazilian city to receive tax payments in Bitcoin and crypto, as well as Rio de Janeiro to accept Bitcoin for real estate taxes starting in 2023. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ether, and many of the alts are currently pumping. And in the green, you got Bitcoin up about 0.25%, trading at $44,450. Ether up 0.15%, trading just above $3,100. While we have Solana, Polkadot, Luna, Avalanche, Binance Coin, and Cardano all correcting and in the red. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. The Brazilian city of Rio de Janeiro will officially start accepting Bitcoin payments for taxes related to urban real estate within their city limits. As reported by Cointelegraph Brazil, the new pro-crypto tax law will be implemented from 2023, which was announced by the Secretary of the Economic Development, Innovation, and Simplification, Chacao Bullhose. As he shares here on Crypto Twitter, work from anywhere equals Rio. Welcome Binance, Rio on blockchain. And he tags Eduardo Paes, who is the mayor of Rio de Janeiro. So supporting this cause was led by Brazilian Mayor Eduardo Paes, Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, who announced to open a new office in the region, stating he's done his part. We are working on ours. As he shares here on Crypto Twitter, 9 days ago, I made a handshake deal with Mayor Eduardo Paes. Rio de Janeiro will accept crypto for tax payments, and Binance will open an office in Rio. He's done his part. We're working on ours, and you can see a picture of the two gentlemen together. Let's freaking go. Now, the rollout of this initiative will place Rio de Janeiro as the first Brazilian city to mainstream BTC payments. According to the translated announcement, quoting them here, to enable the operation, the municipality will hire companies specialized in converting crypto assets. The city hall will receive 100% of the amount in the currency. Now, Brazilian Secretary Pedro Paulo further acknowledged that the city's goal with the acceptance of cryptocurrencies is to develop a solid market of this new asset class in the city, adding the following: we will stimulate a circulation of cryptocurrencies by integrating them into the payment of taxes, as in the case of the IPTU, and in the future, this can be expanded to services such as taxis. For example, the city also plans to involve NFT-based governance policies across various markets, including arts, culture, and tourism. Now, earlier in this year, on January 29th, Meta, the world's biggest social media platform, filed a trademark registration with the Brazilian authorities to design, develop, and provision hardware and software for various Bitcoin and crypto related services. You can see that right here. And as Cointelegraph reported, Meta's trademark filing order was placed on October 5th, 2021 from Jamaica. Very interesting, eh? So as the Bitcoin game theory continues in full effect around the world, expect more nations and states to start adopting the king cryptocurrency as well as cryptocurrency in general. And before I break down next breaking story of the day, Russia Prime Minister says the time is now to integrate Bitcoin and crypto into our economy as the economy ministry supports the legalization of cryptocurrencies. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting above that $2 trillion milestone with $62.5 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, with the current Bitcoin dominance at 42% even, with the Ether dominance at 18.8%. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers in the past 24 hours, we have Zilliqa leading the pack up 74%, trading just under 10 cents, followed by Holo up 15%, trading at 0.005, followed by VeChain up 13%, trading just above 6.4 cents. And now checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers for the week, you can see a sea of green. Zilliqa up a whopping 137% for the week. We have CVX up 54%. We have HOT up 31.5%, just massive gains, which I love to see. And checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 49 out of 100 and neutral. Yesterday was a 51, last week a 31, and last month a 27 in fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That could be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Russian authorities are moving towards the adoption of a comprehensive legal framework for cryptocurrencies, despite the central bank's persisting opposition. The finance ministry's approach, which favors legalization, has been winning support from other government institutions and officials, even more so now as Russia faces unprecedented sanctions, including financial restrictions, which we're all aware about, right? In early February, the government announced its approval of MinFin's regulatory concept. Then the ministry submitted a new draft law on digital currency, aiming to fill the regulatory gaps remaining after the enforcement of the law on digital financial assets in January 2021. And commenting on the efforts to adopt special regime for cryptocurrency operations, the Russian Prime Minister, Mikhail Mishustin, was quoted on Friday as stating that the government has reviewed the proposal in great detail, and during a meeting with lawmakers from the Liberal Democratic Party of Russia at the State Duma, he elaborated, of course, it'll be necessary to integrate the mechanism for the circulation of digital currencies into the country's financial system, and at the same time, Mishustin emphasized that the relevant issues can be resolved only with the participation of the Bank of Russia. In his view, the central bank has to assess the risks that cryptocurrencies create. And in January, the Monetary Authority proposed a blanket crypto ban, citing risks for the country's financial stability and its citizens, while the Central Bank of Russia wants to prohibit a wide range of crypto-related activities, including issuing, trading, and mining of digital currencies. The Russian Prime Minister revealed his cabinet is ready to regulate operations like crypto mining. Quoting him here, "It was detailed in the concept, and it has been approved by us," he concluded, according to a release by the government press service. And earlier in the week, MinFin's bill was also backed by the Russian Ministry of Economic Development, which wants to help finalize the legislative proposal. Bitcoin mining, cryptocurrency payments, and the requirements for operators of digital asset exchanges need further clarification, the department said, noting it is still waiting for feedback from the finance ministry. "All I know is this: Bitcoin game theory in full effect. Let's freaking go." And before I break down our final story of the day, Microstrategy CEO Michael Saylor foresees the Bitcoin price reaching 600,000 per coin and then eventually $6 million per BTC. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 1,100 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including my crypto merch store live at merch.cryptonewsalerts.net. Help support the channel. Also be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And of course, you can find me on all the major podcasting platforms, from Spotify, home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes. And if you're listening to the pod, be sure to check out the YouTube channel at cryptonewsalerts.net for the full premium experience with video. And of course, you can follow me on crypto Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, and TikTok. So wherever you're at, be sure to plug in and follow me there. But all right, now let's break down our final story of the day. This is a throwback prediction from just a few months ago. The Microstrategy CEO Michael Saylor talked about his Bitcoin strategy as well as his Bitcoin price prediction. And just more recently, he updated us saying his firm, Microstrategy, now holds over 125,000 BTC, worth at that time almost $5 billion in its treasury. Also like to point out, they're the first publicly traded company to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And if it wasn't for Michael Saylor, you wouldn't have had Tesla buy $1 billion in Bitcoin, as well as other major companies. And quoting Michael Saylor from an interview on February 24th, he goes on to share, wars create inflation, cripple commerce, and make Bitcoin compelling. He ain't telling no lies. Now check this out. The Microstrategy executive never sold any of his Bitcoins and does not believe they should ever be sold. I agree 100%. I mean, why would you sell them if you genuinely believe that each Bitcoin one day will be worth $6 million, as he foresees Bitcoin hitting first $600,000 per coin and then eventually $6 million per BTC. And when I ran the math, it's quite simple. You take 125,000 Bitcoin times his predicted price of $6 million per coin. That's $750 billion. Will Michael Saylor become the first trillionaire in the world? I would not be shocked. Just saying. Now, MicroStrategy describes itself as the largest publicly traded corporate holder of Bitcoin in the world and the first public company to adopt Bitcoin as a primary treasury reserve asset. Its corporate strategy is to acquire and hodl Bitcoin long term and purchase Bitcoin through the use of excess cash flows and debt and equity transactions. Now, back in November of last year, Saylor said that Bitcoin was unstoppable and will emerge as a $100 trillion asset class. So run the math. With the Bitcoin asset class currently being less than $1 trillion, that means he believes we have 100x to go from here. So with the current Bitcoin price just above $44,000, if we were to 100x, we're talking $4.4 million per coin. Now, the CEO had repeatedly said that Bitcoin will replace gold, and I also agree 100%. He said earlier, once upon a time, gold was the most desirable store of value. Now, Bitcoin is taking its place. Facts. And as pointed out here, you just need 200,000 Bitcoin to be a trillionaire when the Bitcoin price hits $5 million. So who do you feel will be the first trillionaire in the world? Will it be Xiangping Zhao, the Binance CEO? Will it be Elon Musk, who is the current richest man? Or could it be Michael Saylor? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. And now for a quick recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. Bitcoin on track to see its highest weekly close of this year in 2022, as well as Rio de Janeiro to accept Bitcoin for real estate taxes starting in 2023. I also shared breaking news. Russia Prime Minister says that time is now to integrate Bitcoin and crypto into our economy. And we also discussed Microstrategy CEO Michael Saylor foreseeing the Bitcoin price reaching $600,000 and then eventually $6 million per coin. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now for the top 3 comments from yesterday's episode. Interdino wrote, yeah, $50,000, send it. Thanks, JV. Excellent show. I try not to miss it. I look forward to seeing it every day. Thank you. Cheers, fam. Always thanks for tuning in. $50,000. Send it. Our next featured comment comes from Daniel Rayner, who wrote, love your videos, love them more, watching them at 0.25 speed and high on weed. Much respect, Daniel. Love it. Happy 420 and stacking sats. Hodl. And our third and final featured comment comes from Donna Torres, who wrote, I think it's possible. I'm very positive about Bitcoin and buy it on Bitfinex at the first opportunity. Right on, Donna. Keep stacking them sats and hodl. One love. And to be featured on tomorrow's episode, drop me a comment right down below.